Gambakwe boys meso abo anogara akafurika nzeve dzavo dzinogara dzakafurika zvese.
Right, too much 2025, and as you can see today I'm freezing and I almost stayed in bed because of the current situation. It's very cold here where I am, and I have to put a towel around myself so that I don't freeze. So today I'm going to take you through the latest events that are taking place. As you are aware, we're in the middle of something very big, which is the removal of Mnangagwa. And most of you are aware of what I've been saying, what I've been telling you over the past few weeks. And as this situation develops, you're going to see more and more taking place. And as we move towards the 31st of March, more and more people are going to come out and speak, especially guys from the military. You're going to see the military speaking. Yesterday, Mnangagwa returned from Namibia, and he was met by General Chiwenga, Kembo Mohadi, and some service chiefs. So what has happened is that Mnangagwa is currently being controlled by the military. He's not fully in charge in Zimbabwe. And one of the biggest signs which I saw last night was that when Mnangagwa arrived, he was not allowed to give a speech. So he was not allowed to talk. He just went out of the plane and was taken out by Chiwenga and Mohadi. So Mnangagwa, although he appears to be in charge, is actually being controlled by the military, and they are slowly steering towards the end of his presidency. And you are going to see most of this taking place. Mnangagwa's sons have already left the country, and at the moment, Auxilia Mnangagwa has secretly returned to Zimbabwe. According to my sources, Auxilia Mnangagwa has secretly returned to Zimbabwe, and she is under house arrest. That is how they got Mnangagwa to come back here to Zimbabwe. Mnangagwa is under pressure, and because of Auxilia being back in Zimbabwe, being kept in the state house, they then got Mnangagwa to come back here. Remember, we had said that Mnangagwa was supposed to go to Dubai. He did not go to Dubai, and he went back to Zimbabwe because Auxilia, on her return, she was placed under house arrest by the military, and they are keeping her. On Tuesday, Auxilia is going to appear at a function. According to my sources, she's going to appear at a function where they have already pre-planned for her to be at that function. So most of the stuff that you're seeing now is choreographed in advance, and it is known what is going to happen, one thing after the other. So you're going to see one thing happening leading to the other. So the first thing that we saw was on Friday, one of the twins leaving Zimbabwe in a public flight, not in private, and leaving the country. Then we saw Auxilia Mnangagwa in Australia. She stayed there for a very long time. They got her to come back, put her under house arrest, and Mnangagwa went to Namibia for 2 days, with Chiwenga now the last acting president. What this means is that if anything happens to Mnangagwa, Chiwenga is the right person or the rightful next person in line to become the president of Zimbabwe. This is going to be very, very interesting, an interesting period that we're entering. And you saw Mnangagwa with President Ramaphosa. So for the first time, Mnangagwa has met President Ramaphosa. So over the past, let's say, 3 weeks or so, Mnangagwa has met President Hakainde Hichilema. He has met the president of Mozambique. He has also now met the president of South Africa, President Ramaphosa. And it is clear what is happening. Mnangagwa is on his last days, under a lot of pressure, and currently under the control of the military. The military are completely in charge in Zimbabwe, and they are slowly working Mnangagwa out of the system, with the next step being a public announcement by the army. You're going to see a public announcement by the army regarding what is happening in Zimbabwe. The reason why the military is removing Mnangagwa is because of the third term. Mnangagwa wants to go for a third term, and Mnangagwa is being accused of killing the generals. Now, let me show you what happened yesterday in Mashonaland East. In Mashonaland East, Garwe, who has been leading the third term, wanting the third term, has reversed this statement. So I want you to watch what he said.
Pasine mandu hatisi kuzombonyara kutaura zvitiri kuda. President vakataura musure vakati vabvunzwa kunzi zviri kutaura zva 2030 vakati I will persuade the persuaders not to persuade me. Now the persuaders have, from Mashonaland East have started work today to persuade the president to be persuaded. We are going to persuade him to understand where we are coming from and where we want him to take us to. In my view, His Excellency is the only president who is most senior, even more veterans, who has got the institutional memory of the party, because it was formed, all the stages that followed thereafter, he was there. He has got all that institutional memory that we need, that must be documented, coupled with the beautiful, brilliant policies of leadership that he has demonstrated so far. We want him to take us to 2030. Hatina kumbotuda third term. Hatina kumbotaura zve third term. Musasema mazwi mukanwa medu. Hatina kumbotaura izvozvo. Chakangoti chete itai kuti tisvike nemi kugora 2030. Zvichireva izvo kana unge uri MP unosvika uri MP 2030. Kana unge uri kansela unosvika uri 2030. Ndozvo tiri kutaura. Kana usingada unongobva kutoita by election tisanoda. Kana wangu uri senator unopinda kusvika 2030 uri senator kana usingade by election 2030 pasi nemhandu.
Right, so as you can see there, Garwe has changed his tune. They are no longer going for a third term. They are now saying, let's just go to 2030. But this is what is pushing the army to stop these guys. They do not want what Mnangagwa is doing. They are afraid of what he's going to do, which is to finish all the generals before 2030. Every single general, including Mnangagwa, including Chiwenga, will be gone. So if they leave him to push to 2030, everyone will be dead by 2030. The generals are well aware of that, and they want to stop it. That is why the 31st of March is the day when there's going to be a massive protest around the whole country to remove Mnangagwa. And this has already started with the house arrest of Auxilia Mnangagwa. Auxilia Mnangagwa has been placed under house arrest. However, on Tuesday, you're going to see her. She's going to be allowed to go out and make a speech and attend an event. This is how they're controlling the Mnangagwa family. They keep one family member in, and these guys won't be able to leave the country. They won't be able to flee, which is the situation right now. You saw, firstly, the twins. Then you saw Mnangagwa going out, Auxilia being out. At one point, one person or one family member is going to be in the country, and they're going to use that family member as leverage. You also saw Mnangagwa with grace. For the first time, Mnangagwa and his hair, you can see that they have not put him on a wig or anything. He's showing his age. The amount of pressure under Mnangagwa is shocking. And Grace Mugabe is laughing. She's having the last laugh, sympathizing with Mnangagwa over there. A very sad situation that Mnangagwa finds himself in. And unfortunately, this is all he's doing because of the corruption and the unfortunate situation that is happening with the generals. Over 45 generals dead mysteriously since the coup in 2017. So guys, as I said, it's very cold here. So I want to end it very quickly. Let me now show you a few stories that has taken place. Nelson Chamisa. So let's see what Nelson Chamisa did yesterday. So Nelson Chamisa attended the wedding of Dr. Shumba. If you go to Gladys Hlachwayo's Facebook page, you're going to see she has posted pictures of the marriage of Dr. Shumba. Dr. Shumba is here. You remember I showed you Dr. Shumba during the December dinner by Nelson Chamisa. That is, if you see Professor Mugano next to Chamisa there, on your right, you're going to see Dr. Shumba here. So Dr. Shumba has gotten married. This is his second wedding ceremony. And the first one was in the Vatican, from my understanding. The first one was in the Vatican, or if that is a country, I don't know. But that is where I thought and heard that this thing took place. So this was a second wedding that has been posted by Gladys Chachwayo. And you can see the young bride here looking very, very nice. And if I get a name, I'll tell you what her name is because it's posted in public. So it's not a private thing. When it was private, I didn't have to publish it. But now someone has put it online. And we're going to see who she is in the CC, in the political arena. Who is she? Is she a political person or is she just a private person? But Nelson Chamisa was over there. And let's see what Chamisa said about it on Twitter. Because I've been traveling, I didn't manage to check Nelson Chamisa's Twitter. So let's see what Nelson Chamisa said about it yesterday. I want to just check Nelson Chamisa's Twitter quickly here and see if he has mentioned or commented about it. Okay, so Chamisa has not said anything about it. He's only made a post about God. So that is the post that we've seen here. Let me see what Chamisa is saying about God. He says, assured victory, but God shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly they shall be wounded and struck down. So he will make them stumble over their own tongue. All who see them shall flee away. All men shall fear and shall declare the word of God. For they shall wisely, let's see, for they shall wisely consider his doing. The righteous shall be glad in the Lord and trust in him, and all the upright in heart shall glory and praise him. Psalm 64:7-10. There is power in the blood of Jesus Christ. Blessed Sabbath. God is in it. I love Chamisa. I love it when also Chamisa puts a Bible verse. But Chamisa gets his least engagements when he goes on a Bible verse. He gets his most engagements when he talks about politics. So it's crazy what has happened. But I love Dr Tapiwa Shumba. When you pembe mdara musanyadzisa tida kuti muite bo saka tovapa mve Dr Shumba tinovapa a supply for a year. Now let me go to my brother Zenzele Ndebele. Zenzele Ndebele is the founder at Site. Site is one of the top newspapers in Zimbabwe. He's done very, very well with establishing the newspaper in Bulawayo. The most successful newspaper in Bulawayo is Site after Ezra Chisa. So Ezra Chisa is a person, and then Site. These are the two popular Bulawayo-based newspapers. So Zenzele Ndebele has posted on his Facebook about Headman Godzi. Headman Godzi is a pilot. He is the man that flew the South Africans from the DRC. He's called Simon Talon Moyo. He flew the South Africans who were injured in the DRC, the Malawian citizens and those from Tanzania. He flew them in a Zimbabwe airplane and arrived with them safely. He is, according to Zenzele Ndebele, someone who was trained in the bush to be a pilot, and you can see him here during his training back in the days during the War of Liberation. And he is obviously very proud to have done this talented, amazing man. I think I've talked to him. I'm not sure, but I think I've talked to him. I've talked to many people. Some of them that you know, some of them that you don't know. And one of the people that I met that has made a very big impression on me from Matabeleland was Dabengwa, the late Dabengwa. My picture with Dabengwa is probably my most proudest picture that I have in my whole life. But one day I hope I'll have a picture with the Gudo. You can see what Chiwenga is communicating in all his pictures. Chiwenga is showing a secret message. Do you see the secret message from Chiwenga? Do you see what he's doing? Secret message from Chiwenga. The man is enjoying himself, he's having so much fun since he has become the most popular person in Zimbabwe. You can see Chiwenga is relaxed. Everywhere he goes, he's got that position, the good opposition. That is a trademark. You can see it. Look at all the pictures from the past few weeks. Chiwenga is adopting that stance where he puts his hands in his pocket or he's got his hand behind his back. That is amazing. If you recognize pictures, if you look carefully at pictures, you learn a lot, you see a lot. And Chiwenga has been carefully managing his position. When he stands, you will see it. I think tomorrow I'll do a set of pictures where he's holding that position, where he's got his hands at the back. That is the Gudo position. And the most popular person who is going to be president within the next 40 days. Mark my word, this man is going to be a president with the removal of Mnangagwa. Mnangagwa cannot stay in this position. It's no longer possible because of what has happened. So many people have come up against him. If people don't remove Mnangagwa now, they will be killed. And that is the problem. People will be killed. They don't want to be killed. No one is stupid enough to leave Mnangagwa in a position where he can strike back. So we've reached what is called a point of no return or a downhill. So no brakes, downhill, and with Mnangagwa in the bus and his family. They're in there. The only thing left is to wait for the crash. And then in entertainment, Black Coffee is with his girlfriend here. So this is Victoria Gonzalez. They were here in Cape Town this past week on Friday. So Black Coffee has come here for an event, an arts event. What a beautiful young lady. beautiful, beautiful young lady that Black Coffee has got. And Akamupa Mve Uyu Black Coffee. So you can check it out. There's an event that is going to be happening here this week. Then in the DRC, as I mentioned last week, there was a possibility of a meeting between SADC and IAC. That meeting has been cancelled. There's been massive disagreements between SADC and IAC. So the war is going to continue and there will be no peace within the next foreseeable future as the fighting between the government of the DRC and Rwanda continues. So the M23, Rwanda, and SADC, they are now in a big fight. And M23 is gaining a lot of ground without any resistance. So M23 is cutting through the DRC like a knife through butter. There's nothing there's stopping them. And they're just passing through, going. That is what's happening over there. Right, so I don't want to make so much noise here. I don't know who is around me in these hotel rooms. That's why I came out, because in my house, at least I know like which hotel room is where or which room is where. Here, where I am, I don't even know like who is next to me. So I don't know the extent of the noise that I'm making here and like how it's affecting other people. Otherwise, the next thing you're going to see someone jumping here and say, you're making noise, bruh. So I want to bring this to an end very quickly. And what I want to do is I just want to recap what I said. What I said is that Auxilia Mnangagwa is currently under house arrest. She returned from Australia secretly. On arrival, she was placed under house arrest by the military. And on Tuesday, they're going to allow her to come out. According to my sources, they're going to allow her to attend an event. She failed to attend the event, which was supposed to be held yesterday. And her sons were also prevented from attending the twins event. So if we saw the twins event, Mnangagwa sons are the patrons. They were refused permission by the military to attend that event. So they didn't attend. And therefore, what you have is the whole family now under house arrest, except for the young twins who have left. And Wikinochivaya, who escaped about a month earlier. And Scott Sakupanya, who escaped last week to Zambia. So Scott Sakupanya is currently in Zambia after he escaped Zimbabwe. And as I was saying here, Wikino Chivayo also escaped. He's escaped. And I think he is in Cape Town. So Wikino Chivayo, the last flight was to Cape Town. That is where he went with his young wife. After I told him that he was going to be put under real arrest, not house arrest, he escaped. And then you saw that, as I said, Scott Sakupanya has also escaped to Zambia, pretending that he was going to do training with his team. Anyone who just sits around in Zimbabwe right now of the Mnangagwa clan, they are going to be taken slowly, one by one. Vanobatwa seishwa, And this man, I am not sure what has happened to him, but it's possible that he's also going to get arrested and put under house arrest ahead of the 31st of March demonstration that is going to take place. And after this 31st of March demonstration, you're going to see the appointment of Mnangagwa as, of Chiwenga as the new president, replacing Mnangagwa. In terms of police, the police in Zimbabwe, they have started changing the police hierarchy. So the army has started changing the police hierarchy. And what they've started doing, if you go to the standard newspaper of today, the police have started replacing the hierarchy of the police. So they've started replacing commanders, especially around Harare. That is commanders and supervisors. They are replacing the existing commanders with new ones. They are removing mostly women who were placed in positions where they don't deserve to be. So you can go check out that. And what the police are saying is that one day you just wake up and you find someone in the office. You don't know who that person is. Where did they come from? There was no announcement over the radio. So that has started happening within the past week. You can see that in the standard newspaper. As I said, it's over there. We are witnessing a military operation taking place. And as I said, there are three permutations. You can either have Chiwenga directly replacing Mnangagwa, you can have an NTA as is being proposed, or you can have a martial law. So I personally prefer the martial law, because what we have in our country is total corruption from the beginning to the end. Everybody in the system is corrupt. The system is broken. And therefore, the only way to fix this is a martial law, which is going to go for 10 years. So 10 years, that is what we're expecting to happen here. The post-Mnangagwa era is going to result in a 10-year martial law where the army is totally in charge and controlling events until we have a new fresh election in 2035. Between 2035 and 2040, that is when we're going to have a new election. And I'm expecting Geza to come out and make a statement. The statement by Geza is going to be shocking. That is going to be a defining moment. But before Geza issues a statement, you're going to see a lot more happening around our country. We are in a critical period. And if you are not careful, things are just going to pass you by and you won't understand what is happening. This is irreversible. What is happening right now is irreversible. There is no way back. There's no way back from Mnangagwa. There's no way back for his family. There's no way back for Gananda. Everybody that is around Mnangagwa is in a very, very tight position. Now, let me look at some comments. Tuze nemadzako kana uri kunyepa. Iwe ndiwe uchanyara. Ini tiutera Mose Nadara. Rumbina JCTV chete. JCTV. Vanhu vese ava vanhu vakatangwa naGambakwe. Vana JCTV vakatanga paGambakwe. Let's see if there's another conflict of interest here. ZANU-PF is a Gambakwe project. Sorry, Gambakwe is a ZANU-PF project. Or you're just a true journalist. You turn your own opinions into true stories. Mukoma, wait and see. And 1 month there. Let's see what happens. I've been telling you this over a month. Comrade Trababalas, Mumbe, Comrade Parabolic, keep it up. And then he is the one who is supposed to be arrested. Me. Yes. Arrest Gambakwe. Pasina Gambakwe. Is Auxilia back in Zimbabwe? Now, Peter Tosh, yes. According to my sources, Auxilia Mnangagwa is secretly back in Zimbabwe. And she arrived yesterday was a Saturday. So she arrived on Friday night or early on Friday and was immediately placed under house arrest. She is going to be released on, or they'll allow her to briefly appear on a public event on Tuesday, according to my sources. Then where is Geza? Geza is there. He's safe. And I'm going to be giving you some statements and updates today from the guys in Geza's camp. I've been talking to them very, very closely. Geza is totally safe. And Mdara Matibela is totally safe in Bulawayo. He doesn't care. He was like out in the open talking. You saw him on Friday. He gave a full speech. He doesn't care about Mnangagwa. He doesn't care because they know what's happening. Mnangagwa is under arrest. And then Ujad Logistics, Uti, Ugambakwe, Uyashanya, Usengucheni, Lapane Belmont. Amana, Zimbabwe, Dr. Psychiatrist, Romana. Uyashanya njani, Kunumagangaga, into Ezimnandi, Ezizokulula ilizwe lethu lase Zimbabwe. Sikipe lava, Izigananda, Abo Mnangagwa, Abo Wikinel, la labana o Otakure, sibakhiphe sibakhafulele phandle uyabona. Tawubisa Zigananda inini ndiri mukwasha wekubulawayo, just like Gudo ndiri mukwasha vasikana vapa Bulawayo vanopisa semoto. Right, I think I've covered everything and I am really excited about what's happening. And what I like about what we're doing is we're bringing you this stuff when it's happening. So normally what people do, I think I've got someone coming. Let me just
Morning, no, it's fine. Go in with your work, it's fine.
all right, cool there, say cool there. You just have like 1,000 people watching you.
No, only me.
Yeah. Okay, so the town of Pepe, I have to go. Guys are now coming to have breakfast. So guys. So what I'm going to do, by the way, as I said, Chiwenga tichataura naye adzidze kutamba nemavheti ekuamerica, kuwashington. Dhiri rese riri paamerica. Mukatamba zvakanaka neamerica munoita mari mukazvirega. So Chiwenga, we're going to talk to him. The mistake that Mnangagwa made is to make people not make money. If you want to do be friends with the Americans, look at the mistake that Ramaphosa is making. Ask America. The Americans are the people to be friends with. If you want to make money, and so you'll be surprised with Indrico America goes in this. Ndokune diri rese, ndokune nyaya. Morning Gambakwe. I want to bear. Yes, get him bear. Muvea, let me tell you what Muvea does for a guy. So most guys have been asking me this week, what does Muvea do for a guy? Muvea, one, your muscles get stronger. You control your blood sugar, high blood pressure. That means everything is functional. If you're 50, you're not like a 20-year-old. And unotanga ku engine yako inongoshanda yega, like personal reason, it's going to start working. And also, the other thing that happens is unotanga kupisa. Saka unopisa kudarika mapisire anoita mure munhu. Iwe wako mure unopisa times 2. Saka kana ukagonza munhu anonza kupiswa. Zvinopisa. Saka ipapo ndo pane nyaya pese, pane nyaya zvekuti musalad kana akakufunga anonza kupiswa panenge ari ega. Ndo zvinoita Muvea. Saka usarega Muvea, enderera mberi neMuvea. WhatsApp me on that number, and I'm going to announce a special tonight for Harare guys. I'm going to announce a special for Harare guys. What kind of cheap hotel are you staying? Manje. Mkoma, you know me. Inini ndogara motel zopisa. Hotel yangu it's at the mountain, Pagomo, and probably one of the best views you can ever have. You see, behind me there's lights. There's a beach there. Yekuti kana ukaiona beach yoyo. Unochikiza. Gambakwe, what are you on? Obviously, Kapiam Dara. It goes with me everywhere I go. Energy yacho times 2. Ndikabata baby rako aridzoki. Aridzoki. Tamango. Madam wazonizwa. Wanga wachiwacha ndozo pizwa batai. Right, Vatican is a city, as well a country within the country of Italy. That is why it is embassies across the world. Yes, that is Dr. Shumba's wedding was first held at the Vatican, and I think Nelson Chamisa went over there also. And then yesterday was another session of the wedding. This is amazing. Dr. Shumba invited me. Unfortunately, I had other prior engagements So amazing wedding of Dr. Shumba and also Chamisa over there. Amazing, and congratulations to the new couple. As I said, I want to tell you, if she is a member of the politics, I'll find out who she is. It would be amazing if she's political. Okay, guys, don't ask him about Mve here. Let's talk about Mve on my WhatsApp. Let's recap. We said Auxilia Mnangagwa is under arrest, and as again here, traffic is building up, so I need to go. So she's under house arrest after she returned from Australia secretly, and she's going to appear at an event on Tuesday. If you see any videos of Auxilia floating around, they are probably playing old videos. In Australia, they don't want her. They don't want her to stay over there, because who is going to be keeping someone who is arresting a journalist and keeping them in jail? Do you think it makes sense for Australia to keep such a person in Australia? You arrest Blessed Mhlanga and put him in jail, and you expect the Australians to welcome you? Makes no sense. Auxilia, the only place it belongs is at Chikurubi. So Auxilia Mnangagwa, Wikino Chivayo, Scott Sakupanya, and Tagure, then they're gonna be at Chikurubi maximum security prison. That is where they belong. And the Vachitamba Pada, that is what they're going to be doing over there. Very 4. The twins have already ran away. They're not coming back because they know what's coming. Their father is going to be taken out of office. Mnangagwa is out. Mnangagwa is gone. Right, I would like to thank all of you for watching. It's been amazing, and I'm so sorry that I had to come here in my jacket today, in my towel. But pakaipa kutonora singaiti kuno kuvarungu kumavet kutonora singaiti. So I'll talk to you again later, if possible. Tonight I'll have another session, and I want to see if Comrade Nyokai Mabunu is going to give me anything today. So let's see if Comrade Nyokai Mabunu, no, he's sleeping. He's sleeping. Comrade Nyokai Mabunu is sleeping. So I'll talk to you guys later tonight. Thank you very much for watching, and a good night. Oh, it's actually a good day. To you guys, it's a good day. And a good day to you all.
Kuno, abo, bano, mamuona querer.